big people. Oh, this one I'm just sharing. Me can't go assume kitwe. Big people coming to pick up nuggets on the right chairs to pick. For Start Right, we treat everything. Hopefully on Saturday you may be able to see some of her chairs as well. There are some ergonomic chairs, The chairs, they've got a mind of their own. When you sit down, they'll just nudge you. Oh, trust me. And that's what we're going to look at, especially her journey and her growth in her business. We'll share her journey with you as well. I'm sure something will strike you. But then the Sunday brunch or Sunday lunch at Oak Plaza is just amazing. Sunday is time for the family. So when you're out from church between 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., the whole family want to sit around and eat. Make it Oak Plaza Hotel, East Airport beside Palace Mall off the Spinters Road. This and every Sunday, 12 to 4 p.m. It's perfect for family, for friends, or anyone who just want to eat like royalty. And this year, Prophecy is a Necessity from Ultimate Charismatic Center is on 2025. Started yesterday, wrapping up on Sunday, 2nd February 2025. 6 p.m. daily, Monday to Saturday. 8 a.m. on Sundays. That is on Sunday, February. It's going to be 8 a.m. Venue is Ultimate Charismatic Center, Glory Temple, Dome Pillar 2. Guest preacher is Prophet Bernard L. Bernard. Host is Prophet Akwesi Ajiman Prempe. Remember, Ultimate Charismatic Center, Dome Pillar 2.
From Oak Plaza on your way home, stop by Eddie's Pizza, grab a pizza.
After you eat all the fufu and things.
It helps to top up the evening.
Bad.
Yes, they've got great variety. Supreme pizza, meat. You're imagining stuff. Meat lovers pizza, barbecue chicken pizza, Philly steak, cheese pizza, tuna pizza, buffalo chicken pizza, veggie lovers for the lovers of vegetables. Call their customer service numbers on 071-133-397, 071-133-397. And also Primo Institute providing quality education and training. They've got diploma in business admin, diploma in information technology. They do WASI remedial and SGS vacation classes. They have regular and weekend classes. Sessions are in person or online. Find them at Tusu opposite the Accra Sports Stadium. Call or WhatsApp 055-222-2216. 055-222-216, and website is primoinstitute.com. And Ariel has a program coming up, the Month of Love edition of the Wellness Meetup, scheduled for the 8th of February. Labadi Beach Hotel, 7 a.m. Investment is a cool 500 Ghana cedis. Registration caller 0243-600-899. Dress code is sports or casual wear. Theme is healthy people, happy people. So for adults, again, it's 500, children 300 Ghana cedis.
So, Jenny, on the 7th of January, that was when I saw Kente Pa in Ghana. You know, the inauguration of President Mahama.
I mean, beautiful,
beautiful, colorful Kente. I was trying to see if I could pick out Kente from Kente Rains. So, any nice contemporary Kente, I said, you know, I told my that's Kente Rains. So, I don't know.
That's when you must have picked up the Kente.
I don't know if it's true, but I mean, they've got some contemporary Kente. Kente you can wear to work. I mean, Kente doesn't used to be like that, but now you can wear Kente to work. Beautiful.
As a business leader or as an individual, if you don't improve, you decay.
Okay.
You know, because I sometimes get I get tired of myself having the same knowledge, doing the same thing, not in terms of business, but you know, having the same knowledge, not improving on myself. You know, I don't know, I itch.
Unfortunately, in this country, people are moved by faith, and so they get an idea, or they look at, oh, you know, in this area, sister this have started this business and she's doing well, so me too, let me go and do some. And then they launch into it without any analysis, without any plan, without anything. And so sometimes nature is kind to them. They do well for the first 4 years, and then it starts going down again. A lot of our businesses die with their founders. The children are not able to, because there was no system to the running of the business. Everything was in their head. Their debtors list was in their head. And so when they die, everything goes down.
if you don't have a plan, you are not going to be able to make it. For example, what is your best time? Some people work better at night, others work better early in the day, and so on. Do you know what works for you? So that you can use your best time very well.
So I want to say that for everyone who's spending money to come to this conference, it's an investment in yourself, your career, your profession, your future, and it's priceless. So I would look forward to seeing every one of our listeners there at the conference, and trust that it will be an investment in the future.
Now, Sunny 88.7 FM. Join us. Come on right now. Let's do this together. If you have questions about the way you're seated in your office, you can push those questions to us. 0540-130-684. That is 0540-130-684. You can also join us on WhatsApp as well. Our guest this morning is Mrs. Juliana Danso-Baadu. She's the CEO of Expert Office Furnish. Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
And welcome to Sunny FM. Welcome to the iMDRIVE.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. I've always wondered, okay, but I haven't asked you before, even though I've been to your office twice. Of all the work, the jobs, the businesses you could have gotten into, you could have been a doctor, could have been a pilot, could have been
an air hostess.
Could have been an air hostess. How did you end up in the furniture industry?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll say it was God ordained, because I didn't set out to do furniture. I was a marketer, and I was actually selling art spaces in a magazine, Heritage magazine at the time. And I went to sell the space to a furniture company, then Kingsman Enterprise. And I kept going, and the man won't place an advert to my magazine, but he said he liked the way I marketed, and so he wanted me to come and market for him. And I said, I've not done furniture, I don't understand how it works. He says, don't worry, we'll train you on the job. And so I took the challenge, and then I landed in the business. It was interesting because there was so much to learn. There was so much it was exciting. I like adventure, so exploring.
You're my
things.
kind of woman.
Indeed.
So for me, it was very exciting. Along the line, in marketing, you have to keep knocking. So when I knock and I get the business, he likes the big ones. He doesn't like the small ones. So the small business is like, oh no, this I'm not interested. The big ones, you say, okay, let's go ahead and do it. So I was getting frustrated with the no's. So I had to think about what to do with the little businesses that he didn't like. And so that's how I established the business out of frustration, just to handle the little small businesses that he wasn't interested in. I needed to make my clients happy. So yeah. That's how I started.
I did know the story would go this way.
Indeed.
Wow, that's rather fascinating.
No, let's continue a little bit. So how did it start? I mean, yes, some clients, some businesses are small. Were you buying from him, or you were then buying from other places?
So we had the furniture there. He just wasn't interested. So what I was doing was to buy from him and then supply to the ones he didn't want. So I get to supply to the person. They are happy, they have their furniture, and everybody was okay. My boss also gets the big business, and I still get I get to meet my targets.
Jenny, I want to quickly, before we get into it, I want to quickly link to now. This is how you started. How is Expert Office Furnish now? What do you do? How big are you? What are your footprints? Let's connect quickly.
So when I started with the furniture. We're doing general furniture. Any furniture goes. We're just interested in selling furniture. But along the way, a market came in because he was doing solely Italian furniture. The Chinese introduced furniture into the business. He got a bit frustrated. He couldn't stay up or float the market. But then I realized that over the years, if you have to sell furniture, it had to be good, because even though those furnitures were cheaper, they were not lasting.
Exactly.
And I'm a female in the industry. And so I was determined to do quality furniture because I didn't know what to do with rejected goods. And then I didn't want the stress of coming to pick up the good after I have supplied, because I saw all that play out as along my journey. And so for Expert, we resolved that it has to be good furniture. So Expert Office Furnish, we do quality furniture. And then the second thing I realized was that we sit for very long hours, so we carefully choose the furniture to make sure that your back is protected. And so we do, our tagline is your health, your wealth. You need to be healthy to be able to work, to deliver. And that has been the backbone of Expert. Interesting enough, we've had clients over 15, 20 years and they still buy from us because we are consistent with quality and we protect your backs.
I want to know how, of course, you were frustrated about a problem. You ended up finding a solution to it, so you started your business. How did you start putting structures into your business to make it work? I just want someone out there to pick up a few things from you.
Interesting. So, I'll tell you what I started growing the business smaller. I started in first in my room. I go and come back. Our bar, we had a bar and we had to turn the bar to an office. We got a printer and my laptop, and then that's how we started. And then it grew. We got a car eventually. It took a long time, but we got a car. So my office was my car. Everything was in the car because I was a marketer, so I market and then after a while we had to get a place, because when the business was growing, people want to see where you are coming from to be able to, and so we had to get a place. And let me digress a bit. We had a furniture shop. I was a carpenter, like proper carpenter, Ghanaian carpenter. We're producing local.
Yourself?
Yeah. So
at which point did you learn carpentry?
So I didn't learn carpentry, but I brought carpenters together, so that I could service my clients. So I had a carpentry shop. I bought machines. I had the boys. I get the jobs. I get them to produce, and then we deliver. So we're doing beds, home furniture, basically. And then after a while, I realized that I was having a lot of issues with the finishing, because I wanted my finish in a particular way, and getting it out of my carpenters, they thought I was a bit too much. I was demanding, because for most of the work we have to redo them like 2-3 times to get it right. And so I was frustrated again, and then that moved me on to the importation of those furniture. Now, so the journey in the growth. And then we had a small place, so the carpentry place, and we designed a showroom. And then I got a big order from a bank, and the lady said, okay, I needed to see the place where we needed to see your premises. She came there and she wasn't impressed. And that's how I lost the business. I cried. It was huge. It was big. I'd followed it for a very long time. And we lost the business because she said she couldn't bring her CEO to come and see the space. And so fast forward, I had to work on moving into, aesthetics, a place that was befitting to the company. So we had
But that didn't place pressure on you. You weren't ready for, because you wanted business.
So when in growth, there are things that structures you need to put in place if you have to grow, especially in a kind of business. People want to see what they are getting. And so that led us to rent a place and then to display the furniture. It was a partnership, so we built a part of it, and then we did a partnership with the people, and that was my very first proper showroom for the furniture. And beyond that, we are now located on our own premises. We have our own warehouses, and by God's grace, yes, we are doing fine.
Jenny, I'm particularly concerned. I mean, yesterday we spoke to is it Emmy?
Beth, yeah.
You know, Emmy Beth, producing coffee in Ghana, right to the end products, and she had to learn along the way. I mean, you're a marketer. I mean, and you've gone into furniture, and now you're working through a carpentry shop. You're telling carpenters to do something. You have a fine finish you want to get. They are not even seeing it. I just want you to connect that challenge, because a lot of people, we start businesses that we are not prepared to even grow in the business. Our bottom line is business comes, we take our money and down. And so the growth process of fitting into this new, because I don't think you planned out that, listen, I want to sell furniture. It was a big opportunity 25 years down the line. I mean, I've been to your place, huge building and all of that. That role, I mean, how did you grow? How did you learn into this completely different and new environment?
Passion. You need to have passion for what you do. You need to love what you do. Because of that, that led me to to understudy other furniture companies. Ekwaba, I don't know if
Ekwaba,
you know
yes.
furniture.
Yeah.
Mrs. Hebenstein, she was one of my role models. She was one person that tutored me on a lot of things, and there are some countries I didn't want to even go check out their furniture, and she was like, Julia, you're young and you need to travel the world. You need to go check stuff up for yourself. And so she broke me out of my shell to open up the business. We worked with her. I worked with her for a very long time, and she taught me a lot of things. She had a huge carpentry shop. She's a veteran in the furniture shop, so she's one of my models. She trained me on the job. She taught us a lot of things that we didn't know, and then reading about what you do, you need to learn. So any opportunity to grab some knowledge about what you do. And then I liaise a lot with the manufacturers. So when they produce new furniture, they invite us over. You look at the furniture, you try the furniture, and because of experience, they get our input on the furniture. So some of them we can sit in and tell them how the feel of it. If they have some corrections to do at production level, you get to see the machines. You get to learn a lot when you travel, and it's really has helped.
So how old is Expert Office?
Expert is 15 years old. Yes, but it used to be First Call Ventures. When it was in the carpentry stage, and we're doing both the carpentry and the furniture. So we did that for about 10 years, and then we became Expert Office Furnish.
When you meet young people who say, I want to start a business, apart from the passion you spoke about, what are the two top things you don't hesitate to share with them? Become an entrepreneur.
One, you should have a goal.
Yeah.
You should know what you want. I mean, everybody wants to do something. So one, have a goal. Know exactly what you want to do. Otherwise, you become a jack of all trades and a master of none. So goal, focus, and integrity if you want to be in business. Integrity is key. Is cash. It's the thing that you need to be in business, especially in a part of the world. I didn't start with money. I didn't have the money, but I had people who believed in me, so we go borrow the things, and then lend it to me, let me supply. When they pay me, I'll pay you. And that was it over a very long time, because I didn't have money. I didn't have anything to start, but they knew that once they give you the product, you will bring the money. And fast forward, I've tried it with a lot of people, and they take it and they don't bring the money back. So you want to help because of the way you started, but people are not truthful.
This is Sunny 88.7.
Right here, Sunny 88.7. And we're looking at, I mean, for the past week, from last week, we've been talking about people who have built businesses from ground up, you know, reputable businesses. And that's why this morning we're talking to the CEO of Expert Office Furnish. We're hoping that at the end of today, for some of us, apart from the fact that we will be encouraged to start something, we're also going to know technically the proper ways of sitting in our chairs at the offices. Gender integrity, it's a big thing. I mean,
because there are many people out there saying, you know, I want to start something, but I don't have the money.
Yeah.
I'm listening to it, I'm thinking, have you built integrity over the years for someone to entrust you with something?
I mean, a marketer, Albert, you know, he's dragged me to Expert Office Furnish, and Jenny, I saw lawyers, judges coming, drive from other regions to come simply for her to say this is the right chair for you. I mean, it has to take something for people to say you're solely the person they want to rely on for a service. And that's why I'm thinking, if you're listening this morning and you want to get into business, integrity must be key. When you say something, follow through, do it. You know, it's very, very important. We're moving on. We're moving on this morning. I want to ask something, and has to do with something technical before we look at the other sides of business. I've been to places, I've seen people, personally myself, where you don't want to sit in the office anymore. Because you simply don't feel comfortable. Over the years, 15, 25 years of working, what's the major cause of stress or discomfort for corporate and working people who have to sit as part of their business? What are the major challenges as far as you're concerned, by way of seating and the chairs and all of that?
Bad sitting posture. So the gentleman there, just look at him.
Steve.
No,
that would be
there.
Prince?
That would be Prince, eh?
Yeah. So he's sitting on the chair, but he's kind of hanging in there. He's sitting on the tip of the chair, and then the back of the chair, between, now he's sitting right. So between the chair and his back, there's space, a lot of space in between. And so you leave the office tired because it's like you're sitting on a stool. It's just that you see the chair, but then you sit on a stool. So you are just sitting at the edge of the chair, or sometimes in the middle. And so you carry your weight as you work. And in a short time, you start feeling stressed and tired, especially around your neck and then your shoulder area. Because again, you're working with computers and you lean forward, you tend to lean forward on the chair, and then, so your back is not properly aligned. When you look at his feet, his toes are on the floor.
Somebody's
and
in trouble today.
He's lifted his heels. Your feet are supposed to be planted on the floor, and you get a 90-degree angle on between your knee and your leg, your thigh and your leg, and that gives you that comfort on the floor. So you don't feel too. Now he's adjusted his chair right, and if you get the right adjustments, you realize that when you sit in the chair, you are comfortable. So then you are not carrying your weight. The chair is supporting your back. You work, and then you are not tired in a very short time.
I can see a lot of people readjusting themselves in their offices. In the offices right now as we are talking. Because personally, I'm always at the edge of my seat.
Me too, I think.
For the couple of hours we stay in here, I'm always like I'm sitting now. Because I feel that if I support my back, I'm kind of lazing, you know.
Then that's when the type of chair you're sitting in comes to play. So we have chairs that support your back, so it gives you permanent back contact whilst you sit and work. So then you can sit, adjust the chair properly. You need an ergonomic chair. Adjust it properly as you sit and work, and so the chair gives you that comfort on your back whilst you are still seated behind your desk. So you get the desk, the chair, and then your PC. You get the angles right, and you are good to go.
Good morning to our boss, could you?
But Jenny,
we need economic chairs.
We do, but then the thing is, most of the chairs we sit on here at Sunny, I mean, it's provided by Expert Office Furnish.
But this one too.
This one
we missed out.
This one is not economic. We need one.
We need the economic one.
That's why Jennifer is saying good morning to Mr. Oponge. No, in the studio and back in the offices as well. We need this. Jenny, I want to go on a different tangent. Okay.
What he says, I'm adjusting my car seat right now. And we will be honest with ourselves, we're usually hanging. I mean, the whole picture she's painted of me sitting on a chair, and yet I'm actually sitting like I was sitting on a stool. And then I realized how tight I can feel sitting on a stool for a long time. It's really not that comfortable. And I'm sitting on a chair like this from morning to evening. No wonder I get home and I'm exhausted. And my children too are not happy because mommy is tired. All this has an effect on family life too, right? Indeed, Jenny. Indeed. And that's why I'm thinking that as we're starting right at the beginning of the year, we don't neglect some of the important things that, you know, takes us overboard. I mean, sometimes the stress is not because you're having financial challenges, or maybe you're not doing the right work, or you're not being productive, but sometimes the other things we pick up, the stress we pick up, you didn't sit well, so before you get home you're very tired, and it affects family life as well. Jenny, I want to take a different tangent. Okay, different tangent. We'll still come back to this, but I don't know whether this will be uncomfortable. You're a woman of faith. I mean, I've heard you speak a few times, and you're a solid woman of faith. I've been to your office where you wanted us to pray before we started. A very professional meeting, you know. I don't know how many times you do this, but then your journey through work, I mean, would you want to share a time where, as a Christian, your faith was tested because of your work? You had to take a decision of faith in your line of work for this 15, 25 years you've been at Expert Office Furnish.
I have several. So the question is, which one? Which one? What comes readily to mind? Okay, so I think when I was beginning, that story readily comes to mind. When I was beginning my journey, my very first importation of furniture, the gentleman I used to buy from in Ghana brought the things from Italy, and I worked with him for a very long time, so I've saved up some money, and I wanted to start importation. I spoke to him and he said, okay, if you're able to give me X amount of money, give me your list, and then because he worked with a furniture company in Italy, and so I'll get you the thing. So I did a list based on orders that I had at the time from my clients, and then give them time, so the timelines to deliver, and then went to the bank to top up the monies because the money I had wasn't enough. It was in euros, and I we transferred the money to this gentleman, and lo and behold, the goods came, and the goods were nothing I ordered for. And it was my first time. I didn't have a warehouse, and we're discharging the goods in Accra, and because of the traffic and all that, so we had to do it at night around 12 midnight. And here I was, my very first container, 40-footer container, and we're offloading the items, and everything coming was nothing I ordered for. And luckily for me, my husband was there. He was like, relax, it's not empty yet. Then my head started aching. I started running temperature. And he was like, oh, calm down. And then the thing was going, and I'm like, nothing on my list was in the track. He just decided to put stuff together that he felt maybe they were not buying or whatever, and then he just brought it to me. It took God, because I was sick for 2 weeks. I couldn't move. I didn't know what to tell my clients. They were my major headache. They've given me orders. I had POs to deliver. I've given them timelines. I've told them, oh, we're clearing. Just give us a bit of time. I'm going to deliver, and make sure you get the goods the following week. And I had a couple of them. What was I going to tell them?
Yeah.
I had to go back to prayer. I had to go back to prayer. I had to go back to my closet. I had to keep talking to myself so I don't lose it, because it was not an easy journey for me, because first time experience. I don't know. I've never done it before. I didn't know what to do with the goods. I didn't know what to tell my bankers. It was quite a tough one, but interesting enough, God saw us through. We survived. We are here.
How did God see you through?
Okay, so the bankers understood. They gave us time, more time than anticipated. People started, so we had to transform what we had. We had to add on stuff to be able to sell them, and it took time, but God gave us market. So it wasn't like a total loss, but just that now it was going to take me a longer time to be able to sell the goods before I'll be able to pay the bankers. And what it meant was and I had to pay penal interest on the money. But God's intervention, the penal interest wasn't like we explained to them, so they understood, and they had to meet us halfway.
Okay.
And then with time we were able to pay everybody off. I didn't lose my clients, so that was the God's intervention. It all took time, but God saw us.
Here you are.
It's
wonderful.
So Eugene on Facebook said, "I'm loving this." Join us. I know that maybe a few people who are on their journeys of starting a business or in the course of business, and you're going through some of the things that it's your now. So the things you're going through, they are your present. But then, I mean, at least you hear somebody has gone through past this and it's at a better place, and that's why Start Right is here for this year. We're encouraging all of you, I mean, to sign on. We're going to have a business session, Jenny, where SMEs are going to interact. Michael Ohiniafa is going to take us through. He's part of about 300 people who are certified across Africa to help startups to scale, and that's going to be very, very important. So we're encouraging business owners, have your people there, have them come and train to come back and take the experience into the workplace. We have just a few spaces before Saturday, so just go on your phone, *887 *273#. That is *887 *273#. You find for triple, you find for single registration, for double registration. If it's more, call 0247. That is 0249 224230. That is 0249 224230, or 0243 664623. Again, it's 0243 664623. Talk to somebody. You can talk to Jennifer Douglas and register. Enoch just joined, said this is very interesting.
Very much.
Indeed, it is very, very interesting. We're live on Facebook, so join us right now. We're talking to the CEO of Expert Office Furnish. Jenny, I'm interested to know how businesses scale and transition. I mean, furniture business, I'm sure 15 years ago wasn't like today. How did you stay relevant, till now? Because I come to your office now and there are like intelligent seats right there, sitting there.
Yeah. So as changes occur, just like furniture, is like clothes. Some of them, they get outmoded, their styles, they go out of style. And so you need to keep yourself updated, one with your manufacturers and then the international world, to see what's happening. And in Ghana, we are very far behind.
We are.
Very, very far behind. I remember mesh chairs came up about 10 years ago. I was excited when I saw them. I brought them to Ghana, and God,
everybody was like, with us.
It's going to tear, it's not going to last. And it took me years to be able to sell. And so I had to wait. It took about another 5 years for us to catch up. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, another 5 years for us to catch up. So in Ghana, our style is a bit when you go to most of the ministries, they like very bulky chairs. Still, people are not thinking economic. People are not. A chair is a chair, is what they say.
Exactly.
Once it's a chair,
That's what
they are good
say.
to go. But a chair, you shouldn't just buy chairs because with a picture or because you're buying a chair. You should buy a chair because, one, you want to sit. Two, it should provide you the comfort, and above all, it should be able to protect your back. You shouldn't just. When I see some chairs, my heart really jumps out of my body, because for some of them, you're actually hurting your back. And so the design at the back, when you sit in a chair, you shouldn't it shouldn't let you slump in, and then you're trying to, some people sit and then you have to actually lie in the chair. A chair should help you to sit, because we are working with computers and you are writing. It should help you to sit well so that you don't injure your spine at the end of the day.
Jenny, I mean, we'll still get back to, because I have a question about maybe your recommendations for, maybe your 2 top recommendations of chairs for working people. But then over the last week till now, I've noticed that most businesses who have succeeded, and doing well today, had big challenges with staffing, with the kind of people they worked with, picking the right people. Sometimes some are hit so bad that can even affect whether they want to go on with this business. Big disappointment, staff invested so much in them. I don't know what you would pick out of this and share with somebody who is probably facing the same challenge, started a business and people are, just messing you up.
So in Ghana, staffing is one major problem. I keep telling people that you hear the rate of unemployment is high, but unfortunately, a lot of businesses are understaffed. I have space for people. I've interviewed a lot of people, but they are just not the right caliber. People want a lot of money. They don't want to work. Our work ethics are very poor. It's difficult to get people committed to work. So, yes, I've had my own share of staffing challenges. I believe in training as much as possible. We should try and train the staff that we get, so they understand what we are doing. But just like integrity, commitment is key when it comes to staffing. In Ghana, when you travel out, people work from their hearts. They work as if the business belongs to them. In Ghana, people think they are working for you, they are making you wealthy. So they treat the business anyhow. It's easier to open businesses and leave it for other people outside the nation, but within, you have to have somebody, or you yourself, or somebody close who keep an eye on the business here. And it's a bit of a challenge to, one, opening branches and expansion, because then you have the money, you want to expand, but the question is, who can I trust to be able to do the work?
Jenny, yesterday I was at Hey Looks, one of our sponsors here, regular sponsors. She so much want to jump on Start Right. I was there with Sika, but her problem is, I'm not going to be here the month after Start Right, and I simply do not have anybody who can drive and sell all the stuff you guys will be talking about within the month of March. So can we push it to maybe April, May? By then I'm in. And her problem is, I'm simply not getting the people. I train, I invest in them, but then so it's a big issue. Big commitment. I mean, issues. When we walked in, then we spoke to somebody in there. We said, so there was a nice, how much is this? Like, let me call madam. And she was furious, and so I think commitment, people who sit in your business and see it as their own and want to even learn to, yes, it's very, very, very difficult. Jen, I don't know whether you want to come in, but I have one more before. What would be your recommendation? Okay, what would be your recommendation for these 2 categories of people? Corporate, normal working people, maybe like myself and Jennifer, who are moving a lot, but then also sitting a lot to do meetings, and then your top executives who pretty much are directing, and so they need to also be seated quite a lot of time. What would be your recommendation for today's chairs that we should go for? For some of us, we are 2025, we want to buy new chairs, we want to do, what would be your recommendations? 2.
So for very top executives who sit and work for a very long time, for your comfort, and especially because of the fact that we move around a lot, I would recommend the Genidria chair from Expert Office Furnish. One, because if you sit like I was just describing and you kind of get engrossed in your work and you forget, it's a beeper chair, so it beeps for you to tell you that you need to sit right. So after a minute of not sitting right, the chair will beep and then alert you to be able to sit right. So then I recommend that, and it's a fully ergonomic chair. It takes from the design of the chair is an all-round adjustable chair, from the headrest to the base, everything about it. It comes with a cable synchro mechanism. It has the back is adjustable, the material, everything else is super. You need to see the chair to feel it. The second one I'll recommend will be the Enjoy chair. The Enjoy chair is the chair for you see regular staff, operators, middle managers, and Enjoy comes, it has a lot of variations, so you can get Enjoy even for your high hierarchy, and then you get the same Enjoy for your middle staff. You can still get Enjoy for lower level staff, and it's also a full ergonomic chair. It gives you all the full benefit. We have them in leathers, we have them in mesh, we have a combination, we have them in fabric, anything to suit your pocket and your budget.
This message says people are not trustworthy and not committed, and mostly become bitter and take your customers or steal goods and or money. It's sad. Everything she said about staffing is so true.
Added a big to it. Yeah, but Jennifer was dreaming when you mentioned the beeper chair. Yeah, I saw a dreamy, face. So we may have to find a way of getting.
No, I need to go see Expert Office Furnish for myself.
Jenny,
I need to go see some of these chairs she's describing. I wish we had photos so those who had joined us online could also get to see.
We're still live. We're just going to be wrapping up pretty soon. I mean, it's been a very insightful conversation. This year, what we've tried to do on Start Right is to share stories of those who have gone through and succeed, especially when it comes to starting businesses, moving from the small to medium to big companies, the journeys of some of these people, and it's been very, very, very intriguing. Are you one of the few women in this business?
Yeah. I think I'm the second one I know.
Wow. Incredible.
In Ghana, who in this? I mean, Jenny, carpentry, furniture. I mean, that was Jesus Christ's, profession. It was like a man's job right from, the beginning. Madam, so if you would have to share, maybe a few, maybe 3 or 2 or maybe 1 lesson as a business person, as a woman of faith, you have learned along your way with somebody who's listening to us this morning when it comes to starting a business, what will it be?
So the lesson in here, 1, make God your CEO. Let God be your CEO. That way you are sure you can't fail. We survived COVID. We are still here, and I must say it's God. Yes, business principles, have all the business principles right. But like I said, 2 things: commitment, integrity. It's broken chair, so I don't go dabbling in stuff that are not of good quality, because your chair should serve you at least 3 years. You should have value for your money.
At least 3 years.
At
good
least 3
furniture.
years. You should have value for your money. So for me, those are baselines. We want to deliver quality. We want to make the customer happy.
Jenny.
And then also we take away your stress. So beyond selling furniture, what we do spaces, office spaces. So you give us an empty space and then tell us what you want in there, and then we transform the space to a beautiful working hub for you. We design, we create. If we have to do interiors for you, we do everything just to make sure that you're comfortable. So if you think about Expert, think that we take your stress away.
Jenny, there are two questions, one on WhatsApp, one on Facebook. Enoch Apete said, what are the key behavioral factors you consider in recruiting your employees?
Behavioral, like I said, commitment is key. For me, commitment, you should be committed to the work. And if you are committed to the work, it means that you think about it, you sleep it, you wake up with it, and that will help you to have creative ideas on how to deliver. And that's what excellence is all about. You excel when you know what you think about the thing, you sit down, you plan, and then you execute. So excellence is achieved through that. So commitment for me is key. The second one is that you need to respect. A lot of us in Ghana don't respect. We don't respect our clients, we don't respect the business, we don't respect the place that gives us the income. We don't show respect at all. You think that we deserve it, and I've come to work, so I deserve it, I take my money and I'm out. So for me too, respect and commitment.
Respect and commitment.
Okay, Winkert is
long
here.
one. There's a message.
Good morning, Winkert. How are you doing? And he says, I loved when she said passion, not money, keeps her going. Many start businesses for financial gain, but passion sustains you through setbacks. Her resilience, losing a major contract, wrong deliveries, and challenges shows that passion drives perseverance, and her trust in God and commitment to prayer during tough times is truly inspiring. Without passion, most would quit instead of pressing on. Thank you, Madame Juliana Danso-Baadu, for this impactful session we are learning, and may God bless you, Sunny, for this. I just want to find out, I mean, she's a woman who ventured into a male-dominated area. I'm sure the capital she's been working with are males. How have you managed to tell the men, this is what I want?
This is personal.
Yeah, because
this is a personal question.
Oh no! No,
I am saying that it's a personal question.
How have you managed to work with the men so there's mutual respect?
Yeah.
They don't feel you're being, a word I don't want to use, but I'm sure you all can think of the word, because that's what they allude to a woman like you trying to say, I don't want it this way, put it that way.
Yeah.
Have you maneuvered working with the men so you're both able to accomplish the goal? Is a very conducive or positive working environment for both of you?
So I'll say emotional intelligence. Men have ego, and at any level, whether they are your subordinates or you pay them or they pay you, ego. And if you learn how to manage their egos, it helps you to stay in business. I remember one of the gentlemen I practically picked from the street, took him to go learn the carpentry. Eventually, I employed him to come and work with me. They did some furniture, and I didn't like the finish, and I asked that they pull it, redo it. And he asked me if I've held a hammer before.
Wow.
I'm almost falling off my head.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he asked me if I've held a hammer before. So yeah,
and you're better now,
kind of thing.
Wow. Jenny, I mean, let's look. I mean, there's a question from a fashion designer. Says, I'd like to know the right chair for a fashion designer.
Okay, so with fashion design, because they sit and sew, they don't really need a chair with a headrest. You need a chair that gives you that permanent back contact whilst you sit, and you need to get your adjustments right from your back, tie, and then the legs. If you get those ones right, you should be able to. Sitting here, I can't recommend a chair until I see her. So your size, whether you are built or you are slender or you are tall, you are short, all those comes to play when you are choosing a chair. your body shape comes to play when you're choosing a chair.
Jenny, a few people seem to agree that it was a personal question. Eugene as well said it's a
Nothing
personal
like that.
question.
Nothing like that.
And then but it's no good. I'm very, I'm very good here. I mean, this is very inspiring. I think Mommy shared something. Said, "Great work, Mom. Please let us know how we can find you online."
So, www.expertofficefurnish.com. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram.
Okay, so www.expertofficefurnish. Okay.
And your location?
We are located on the Atomic Hills, off the Atomic Hills Estate Street. And when you Google our name, EXPERTFURNISH, you'll find us.
And she's going to be at Wesley Towers, right? So some of you get to see the furniture she has tried to describe to us today. Yeah.
So Jenny, I would recommend that she brings maybe 3 of her top chairs for us to experience. All the CEOs. So yesterday I was looking through the video for Start Right, and Jenny, countless CEOs I saw. I'm talking about last year's Start Right. Countless. I was just going through the pictures, the videos. I'm like, that's the person. That's the person. So if you know you have a challenge with your back like that, on Saturday, I'm sure we're going to see 3 of the top chairs, hair picks. Okay, you get to sit in, adjust as well, and then hopefully make decision for yourself and your staff as well. We'll put a number across for you to hopefully call. For those of you who are running companies, you want to change your chairs, you want consultancy on the right setups for your businesses, your spaces, moving into a new place, or recreating a friendly hub where you are now, a productive hub. We'll put a number across for you to call as well. So please take it easy and pick up these numbers. All right, madam.
0244 280 532. 0244 280 532.
Okay.
And then we have 0244 371593. 0244 371593.
Make a date with us on Saturday. I mean, you can get all the questions answered. Jenny, I love to give the long messages to you. Can you look at this for us?
Glorious rising to you all at the studio. However, the relationship between employer and employee is 0. Not until employer's treatment
To employees.
I think I need to do some editing on this.
Yes, not until employers treatment to maybe employees like somebody. Challenges will be inevitable, like the conversation, but until there's a proper foundation, almost in everything on this part of the world, deficiency is inevitable. Key example: nobody wants to make sacrifice, but accept the expect even the Creator God made sacrifices. Hello, somebody. Majority of the people on this side of the world, we live and are selfish, not equipped. We want to return in a hurry, enjoy a triumphant Thanksgiving Tuesday and a touch of God's breath. Shalom. Thank you.
I think you did best reading this message. I couldn't have delivered it like the way you did.
I think I did. There's a message that says, what are some of your sales strategies in seasons when things are slow? Jenny, our time is up, eh? Our time is up. And so let's meet at Start Right, okay? So a family from Expert Office Furnish who are on Sunny, they're going to be there at Start Right, okay? So I think most of these questions we can pick it up at Start Right. Herself, she's going to be there as well. So for all the top CEOs who are hoping to have certain things done, Start Right at the lobby. As soon as you come out of the lift, I'm sure you will see the setup of Expert Office Furnish and talk to them before and after, probably during the sessions as well. So it's been great having you here, Ma'am, the CEO of Expert Office Furnish, with us this morning on the iMDRIVE. We're just about, Jenny, how many days to go?
So today is the 28th. We are going to be wrapping up registration tomorrow. We have 30th, 31st. First, we meet at Wesley Towers for the 3rd edition of Start Right. Very simple to get your ticket. Your investment actually you're making in yourself this year. I love what someone else having a conversation with when they said, we don't need to continue to reinvent what has been done already.
Yeah.
And the resource persons coming up, people who have walked certain paths that you may want to walk as well. Why don't you gather some knowledge from them so you can go probably twice as fast as they didn't have the opportunity to go starting up. So a short code is *887 *273 #, *887 *273 #.
All right, we've been talking to Mrs. Juliana Danso-Baadu. She's the CEO of Expert Office Furnish, right here with us this morning on the iMDRIVE. We're back for more. This is a song from Evangeline Benate. It's called A Good Year.
As a business leader or as an individual, if you don't improve, you decay.
Okay.
Because I sometimes get I get tired of myself having the same knowledge, doing the same thing, not in terms of business, but having the same knowledge, not improving on myself. I don't know, I itch.
Unfortunately, in this country, people are moved by faith, and so they get an idea, or they look at, in this area, sister this have started this business and she's doing well, so me too, let me go and do some, and then they launch into it without any analysis, without any plan, without anything. And so sometimes nature is kind to them. They do well for the first 4 years, and then it starts going down again. A lot of our businesses die with their founders. The children are not able to, because there was no system to the running of the business. Everything was in their head. Their debtors list was in their head. And so when they die, everything goes down.